Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. What does a plastic organ sound like? A plastic organ. I don't even know what that looks like, but I'm imagining PVC pipe of different lengths and thicknesses glued together and for some reason played by a baby elephant. And this is why I need to listen to Steely Dan. So let's get to it. This is music to dance to. Is that the plastic organ? I don't know. I know it's supposed to be played during the break of the song at one point. I'm not sure. I've never heard one before, so it's hard to identify. Back to the beginning, because I'm going to dance some more. What are these hilarious sounds? I've got like some sort of frog or something making some sounds. It's an animal kind of day, y'all. Got a little like a samba underneath. Such a good groove. Ooh, little tinkles too. Okay, so I'm totally digging the intro. Obviously, it's got like a dance kind of feeling, but not like club kind of dance unless you're into social dancing, which so happens that I am. And also, I'm into Zootopia because my 1.5-year-old really likes Zootopia. So I imagine that Gazelle / Shakira, like this is the kind of song that the social dancing atmosphere would have. Yeah, so many animal ideas in here. One of the things I have to say though about the music is I like the way we have a lot of through lines in it. There's a lot of things that we can hone into, repetitive riffs, both rhythmically and melodically. We can hook into those, but then they'll add elements or shift it at just a slightly unexpected time that keeps it alive and really interesting while also being very, very danceable. It's like jazzy. Ooh. All right, so we have that exact repetition as a way to hook in, and then wind chimes.
In the morning you go gunning for the man who stole your water, and you fight till he is dawning, but they catch you at the border, and the mourners are all singing as they drag you by your feet. But the hangman isn't hanging, and they put you on the street. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. We'll turn it.
All right. This combination of instrumental and vocals is a really good partnership. Let me explain why. Underneath, we have so many rhythmic elements, right? There's definitely, that's part of what's creating this danceability, a lot of repetition in those rhythmic elements as well. When he starts singing, we get a beautiful line. The voice in this case is that soaring melody on top. And the way that he sings it is very legato, meaning I'm not getting this kind of thing. Rhythm establishes this. The line is da 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 da. It's Laffy Taffy. Okay, Laffy Taffy on top of M&Ms. It sounds like a terrible combination, but I mean it as the best thing. I'll go back a little bit. Oh, this is cool. So I definitely have a double of him as well in the headphones. And I think that the doubles are not exact replications. It sounds like he did it at 2 different times, but did it with a lot of consistency. But there are these little tiny things, just like very small, that are slightly different. And I like the way that makes it feel like a thicker kind of chorus. It adds essentially to the Laffy Taffy because now I've got 2 strings of Laffy Taffy on top. Maybe it's on top of Nerds, right? Those are a little crunchier, a little more rhythmic. Also, nerd boxes can make great shakers. Okay, Nerds.
In the morning you go gunning for the man who stole your water, and you fight till he is done, but they catch you at the border, and the mourners are all singing as they drag you by your feet, but the hangman isn't hanging, and they put you on the street. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheel turning round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again.
So I think that was essentially our chorus. And the way it's written, it goes right into the chorus there in the back, Jack. And at that point, he actually transitions his voice to become more percussive, uses the K at the back, Jack. And that creates more space. So it creates silence essentially in the vocal line, making it more of a rhythmic element. I find that fascinating because then in contrast, underneath, we got some keys of some sort that ended up actually sustaining more of a line of that melodic line underneath while he was giving a little more rhythm and space.
The hangman isn't hanging, and they put you on the street. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheel turning round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again.
So that's a great example of essentially a counter melody coming in to fill a space. I like the way that we have different areas that are opened up and then filled by different instruments at different times. The wind chime element is actually really cool. I like the way it sort of it feels like it sparks the ears to become more alive and more ready to take in more of the sound. One more time here.
But the hangman isn't hanging, and they put you on the street. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheel turning round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again. When you know she
Interesting. Do It Again is the name of the song. And there's tons of repetition in this. So that makes sense that musically we're following this same idea. Lots of repetition and little tiny cells and big melodies. Even in the chorus, right? Exact same thing a couple times. But when I was first reading through the lyrics, I was shocked by how it's talking about situations that are not great to repeat, right? This idea that in the first verse, there was some stealing, the person got caught and they're supposed to be hanged, but the hangman was out, so they didn't get hanged. And they're going to go back and do the same thing, risk death once again. Like, you'd think maybe it'd be a good sign to stop right then. that makes me think about all of the terrible things that us adults have developed into patterns and what can be done to remove those patterns. It can be so hard to get out of a funk, to get out of an addiction. Then you think, whoa, geez, that's really weighty for how dancey this song feels. There's a lot of layers to unravel here. Let's went back just a tiny bit and we'll keep going.
When you know she's no high climber, then you find your only friend in a room with your two-timer, and you're sure you're near the end. Then you love a little wild one, and she brings you only sorrow. All the time you know she's smiling, you'll be on your knees tomorrow. Yeah, you go back.
I keep coming back to how good his line is. The feeling that the moment he starts singing, I feel like this Laffy Taffy or this connection must be followed through until the very end. It is very much a reflection of how well he's we say connected often to his support system. So when he takes a breath in and he starts singing, it doesn't feel like it's just here and here. If you do that, you often lose that sense of this flow of breath that is propelling the entire line. That kind of line is the kind that a lot of opera singers train to get.
You're near the end. Then you love a little wild one, and she brings you only sorrow. All the time you know she's smiling, you'll be on your knees tomorrow.
Knees. I like that expression.
Jack, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. You go back. Jack, do it again.
I'm just going to speak a little bit about patterns in human behavior. I recognize that we develop patterns and that we'll become very stuck in them. And sometimes, often, I would say, not realize that they're bad for us. Even if it comes to the end of the line, you can still just be stuck and not realize how bad it is still. This is one of the reasons that I absolutely loved getting to just travel everywhere and perform opera. Every time I went to a new city, often with opera, you go there and you stay there for a long time. So we'll talk, usually like 2 or 3 months in a different location. And every time you go, your pattern that you've gotten to in life, at home or wherever, it's totally disrupted. And you get to choose how you want to establish a pattern in that new city. I love the way it gave me a chance over and over to examine my life and decide what patterns I wanted to bring with and which ones I wanted to leave behind. Now, sometimes that meant I got a new bad pattern in another city, but getting the chance to recreate yourself like that over and over again is amazing. I think that especially having a performance career early in life that can afford you that shaking of the pattern or any chance really to just go and be in a different setting. Maybe go be a foreign exchange student or just go even live with another family for a while that has totally different patterns from what you grew up with. That is an amazing opportunity. I love it so much, and I feel that it really contributed to me being able to choose how I want to live my life today. Highly, highly recommend people, if you're able to do something like that, just go for it.
You go back, Jack, do it again.
That's such a cool sound. gosh. Oh, wow. Ooh. I think that's a plastic organ we just heard this tiny bit of. But first, there was this electric sitar that I was told to watch out for. What a fun and edgy sound that has. It takes over everything. It dominates. That sound is up there. It's in front. It feels like it covers a really wide spectrum of frequencies. And so it's like, here I am. You will listen to me. Well, what a bold and demanding sound. I want to go back and hear it again. Yeah. Right? Nothing shy about it. All right, I was trying to figure out like what's a good way to describe this instrument. I was thinking there are some actors out there that are really bold, and the moment that they get on screen, they just demand your attention. I was thinking also it's kind of quirky, right? The way that the notes, the pitches are being brought in. There's definitely some jazz improvisational elements. It's going all over. It's fun. It's explorative, very creative. And I just figured out, I think that this is Jeff Goldblum. Gets on screen immediately. For me, if he's on screen, I really can't pay attention to anybody else because he is the center of attention, and he's crazy and creative and just so much fun to watch. Very, very bold. Okay, let me know who you think. If someone in your life, or perhaps in TV, so a person we can all talk about together, is an electric sitar. Let me know who that is in live from your chat. It's weirdly exotic. This plastic organ is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought there'd be a little more hootiness to the tone for sure. Instead, it's actually a little shrill. Sometimes still has some depth in there, but it almost sounded like some ethnic singing, like they almost had a little whine on it at one point too. Very, very curious. But we have a problem. I still don't know what the group looks like, and Donald Fagan, who is doing lead vocals and plays keys, and I think plays the plastic organ in this case. I still don't know what he looks like, so I'm still imagining an elephant. So after this is done, I thought maybe I'd get like a picture of the band at some point in this recording. No, I've got some paper, I think, that's crumpled on the album cover here. So in my mind, I still got an elephant playing this plastic organ. It's an exotic elephant, though. Back here, we'll keep going. I like that lift and in.
Vegas, that you're not a gambling man. Then you'll find you're back in Vegas with a handle in your hand. Your bad cards can make you money, so you hide them when you're able. In the land of milk and honey, you must put them on the table. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. You go back.
Man, gambling. It's never an addiction I've been close to, but having been in Vegas recently, which I have to say I love as an adult, especially going to Vegas. I don't go for gambling. I go for the shows. Oh my goodness, they have such incredible shows. And they just got this new concert hall called the Sphere put in. If you guys haven't read about it, definitely go read about it. I got to see the initial show, I think Postcard to Earth. Incredible. The sound design there is just, it's out of this world. Anyhow, go and explore that theater. They have essentially like audio blades or sound blades to localize different sound depending on where you're sitting. Everything, even though it's this massive space, it feels like they're able to put things so they're right here, so personal. I'm so excited to see the concerts that they bring through there in the future. We're definitely going to be making some trips there. That said, this idea of gambling and seeing some people that are very addicted, of course, in Vegas there, I don't know how to help people in that situation. And I think you guys know me. I want to help. Like I want to put out good juju and support into the world. I want to bring joy into the world. And I love doing that, especially through music. So if you guys have any recommendations on just how to help people that are in that situation, I'd love to hear about them. I sometimes wonder, is it okay if we're running giveaways? Is that something that can be triggering on the channel? It's an area I don't have much experience in. So I'd love to see some messages from y'all about what can be done to help.
You hide them when you're able. In the land of milk and honey, you must put them on the table. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again.
Just a couple more notes on his vocal quality. It definitely has soulful in it, and I love that soulful sound, but there's a certain naturalness as well. So I think that might come from like maybe some smooth jazz influence in there. I like the way that it's clear, very clear. I, again, really like the doubling of it. I think that was a great production choice. And I like the way that we have a combination of depth and brightness. His voice is able to get us through the story and evoke a lot of different thoughts. That's, I think, in the lyrics too, but it has to do with the vocal timbre. These things marry together very well so that it brings us a lot of deeper thoughts. And it's a beautiful thing. I should mention a lot of the harmony in here and the riffs underneath, they've been very static, again, very repetitive. That makes it possible to do a lot of improvisation on top and sort of like a breaking or winding out of the different instruments, which is what's happening right here. I love that bass line in there. Ooh, bass. I bet they extend this section really long when it's live. It feels like a great opportunity to improvise. This song is unexpectedly thought-provoking. It had that really fun sort of animal samba feeling at first, and then the lyrics and the vocal tone and the line on top of it, all of it drew me in and made me consider life, I feel, at a very deep level, but at the same time, there was a certain levity that said, everything is going to be okay. Fascinating combination. If you'd like to hear some more analysis of very soulful songs, I'll put up a playlist over here, and may you fall more in love with music every day.